Hey everyone, it's Tyler with Universal Rackets, and in this video, we're going to be teaching you how to hit a forehand and backhand slice drive for any playing level. A lot of players think they have to be really good in order to hit a forehand or backhand slice. A lot of players think that they have to have a ton of prior racket sports experience. Regardless of your playing level, regardless of your racket sports experience, we're going to be teaching you step by step all the fundamentals, all the footwork, all the technique, and all the strategy on how to hit the forehand and backhand slice. If you can incorporate a forehand and backhand slice into your pickleball game, you're going to be able to keep the ball low at your opponent's feet, and you're going to be able to force them to hit the ball up. If they can hit the ball more up to you rather than more forward, you're going to be able to hit more offensive shots and you're going to be able to win more pickleball points. Make sure you follow this video because we're going to be going over, once again, step by step on exactly how to hit this amazing shot. So let's buckle our seatbelts and stay tuned because this is going to be an amazing video. Let's go. Now, the first thing that you have to do if you want to learn how to hit this shot is you have to learn the proper grip. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you're in a continental or slight open paddle type of grip. That means if you're hitting a forehand slice, I want you to get into a slight backhand grip. If you're hitting a backhand slice, I want you to get into a slight forehand grip. You need to open up your paddle. A normal drive, you want your paddle tilted a slight bit downward. A topspin drive, you want to tilt your paddle even more downward. A slice drive is the opposite. You want to open up your paddle face. Now, why do you want to open up your paddle face? Because you need to get the back of the ball. Now, a slice is another word for backspin. Backspin and slice are the exact same thing. Now, the ball's going to curve to the right or to the left because of your swing. When you swing, you're going to swing across your body. And if you swing to the left, it's going to curve to the right. And if you swing to the right, it's going to curve to the left. But essentially, you're getting the back of the ball. By coming down on the ball, by getting the back of it, by hitting downward, you're going to go like this on the ball, and it's going to force the ball to spin backward. A normal shot will come to you. A topspin shot will bounce and kick up at you. A slice will bounce and stay low because it's going to be declining in momentum coming towards you. So again, the slice is going to hit and it's going to either skid to the right or left depending on your swing path, but it's going to stay low, and staying low is what the slice is all about. The two main reasons why you want to use the forehand or backhand slice is, number one, to keep the ball low. If you can keep the ball low, it's going to make it really difficult for an amazing driver or banger to hit a really good third shot drive. It's also going to make it extremely difficult for a volleyer to hit the ball because it's going to be maybe curving or at your feet. It's also going to make it extremely difficult for a person to hit a drop when there's no space between the ground and the ball. So number one is keeping the ball low. Number two is to give a different look. If that ball is coming at you, the best way to play pickleball is when you're playing in a rhythm. That's why when you play players higher than level of you, even though you lost 11-0, 11-0, you probably still feel like you've played good pickleball. When you play a little bit lower, you feel like you played bad pickleball even that you won because you weren't in a rhythm. So using rhythm, if you can disrupt your opponent's rhythm, it's not going to make them feel good, and it's going to make them lose more pickleball points. It's very easy to play topspin, flat, 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 bang, bang, bang. But then when the slice comes in, it's going to be a changeup. It's going to be a little bit slower. It's going to be a different look. If you can incorporate this different look and variety into your game, you're going to win more pickleball points. Now, again, a lot of players, beginner, intermediate, and club level players, they do not know how to return the slice shot. So if you're playing at a beginner or club level and you learn this shot that we're going to teach you, you're going to be able to win a lot of free points because players are not going to understand how to handle it. So once again, the first thing that we did is understand the proper grip, opening our paddle face. And the second thing that we're going to do is we're going to understand the proper body positioning. So I'm going to open my paddle face for the forehand, and I'm going to open my paddle face for the backhand. The next thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that our body is sideways. The number one reason why players go wrong for the slice is because their body's open and they're trying to swing. They're just swinging and their body is open. I need to make sure my body's sideways. You need to hit the slice as a closed stance. So for the forehand, you want your hips and body to the side. For the backhand, you want your hips and body to the side. Again, if I'm hitting a backhand slice, I'm over here. If I'm hitting a forehand slice, I'm over here. My body is always sideways. It is never open, and that's going to come in handy once we get deeper into this video. So you need to make sure that your body's sideways. So the best drill to do is literally just turn your body sideways and make sure your paddle face is open. Your paddle face is pointing upwards, it's not pointing downwards. For the forehand, I'm gonna turn sideways and again, make sure my paddle face is open. Now, the turning of the body is accompanied by my paddle being back in the proper position. Now, here's the difference between the regular forehand and backhand drive versus the slice. When I turn, notice when I take my paddle back, it's back behind my body, and also my paddle is up. For the forehand, I turn my body and my paddle is up higher than where I'm going to make contact with the ball. For the backhand, I turn my body and my paddle is higher than where I'm going to make contact with the ball. Notice my paddle tip's not super vertical, but it's pointing upward. You need to be in this position when you go to the ball. Then when you proceed with your swing, it's going to make it much easier. A lot of players, if you don't take your paddle back, if your paddle's down or low, you're not going to be able to hit this shot. You have to make sure you're in the proper position. Once again, that's your body sideways. Think that you're on your snowboard, skateboard, or surfboard, and think that your paddle tip and your paddle is up. So again, this is the forehand and this is the backhand. The best drill that I would do is just work on either have someone feed the ball to you or feed to yourself and turn your body sideways, have your paddle tip up, and then just move a couple steps. Just work on moving to the ball with your paddle tip up when you hit. Again, a lot of players go wrong because the ball's coming and then they turn and take their paddle back. Before you go to the ball, you need to be in this proper position. You put your car in drive and then you go to the ball. You don't go to the ball until your paddle's back, your paddle's up, and your body's sideways. You do not want to either A, not take your paddle back and your body sideways, or B, go to the ball, then try to take your paddle back and body sideways. It's not going to work. Turn, put yourself in drive, then move to the ball, and then hit. Turn, put yourself in drive, then move to the ball, and then hit. So that is step number one, making sure we're in the proper position paired with the proper grip. Our paddle face is open, our paddle is up, our body is sideways, and now we are good to go. Now, the next thing that we have to do is we have to make sure that our contact is out in front. When you hit the slice, a lot of things can go wrong. If you have the not proper timing for a regular forehand flat or forehand drive or backhand flat, backhand drive, you can get away with it. But because our paddle is opened upward, you have very little margin for error. You need to make sure that you always make contact out in front and away from your body. When you're hitting your forehand slice, I'm making contact out here. When I'm hitting my backhand slice, I'm making contact out here. I'm never making contact close to my body. If I make contact close to my body, the ball's going to be popped up. So how do we make contact away from our body? Number one, taking the paddle back, then moving to the ball. That's going to make sure our paddle meets the ball rather than the ball meets our paddle. We're being proactive, not reactive. Another thing that you can do is just work on really tossing the ball in front of you and making contact. I'm always making contact out here. Again, if I make contact close to my body, the ball's going to go up, even though the wind brought that in. A thing for the forehand, you could fully extend your arm, right? I'm fully extending my arm, and then I'm working on just making contact out in front. The more I make the ball out in front, and then we're going to get into this in a little bit when we get into the swing path, the more we're going to be able to make the ball penetrate through the court. You guys want a slice that dives through the court, that knifes through the court. You can also use it as a third shot or a return to approach. A return approach slice is really good as well. but you don't want your slice to like float. You want your slice to go forward through the court just like that. And how do we do that? We do that by making contact out in front. Now, the best way to learn the slice swing path after we understand that we're making contact out in front is to understand when you hit a slice, you're swinging forward and you're not chopping down. Once again, this is the huge light bulb moment that takes players so many years, I would say, to finally understand, or so many years of racket sports. Oh, well, you can hit a slice because you play tennis. It's because it doesn't make sense, but it will after I explain this. When you hit a slice, your swing path is forward, it's not downward. You don't chop at the ball. You don't swing down. You swing forward and you carry the ball. You hit through the ball. You don't hit down on the ball. What I want you to understand is how do we get the backspin, this slice on the ball? It's from our grip and from our paddle positioning prior to contact on the take back. The swing path is forward. Notice when I'm swinging, I am swinging here, I'm paddle up, then I'm swinging forward. If the ball's this high, I'm swinging this high. If the ball's this high, I'm swinging this high. If the ball's this high, I'm swinging this high. My paddle, by swinging forward and having the grip open, is doing the motion or getting that slice spin on the ball. The forward swing path is making the ball go in the proper position. Again, players think for the forehand, they have to go like this with their wrist, or they have to swing down and move their wrist. Okay, you might make one and it might look really cool, but it's going to be so unreliable and you're not going to be able to do anything with it. I'm in the proper position. Now, once I get in the proper position, all I'm doing is swinging forward. Again, I'm in the proper position. My paddle face is open. My paddle tip is up. And all I'm doing is swinging forward when I hit. I'm not swinging it out. I'm not chopping my wrist. I'm not moving my wrist. When you hit a slice, you want to be in a slight, firm grip. Now, the best way to learn this swing path of the slice and to make sure that you have the exact proper technique is to literally go up to the net and do this exercise. This exercise right here, what I'm showing you, is the #1 exercise to learn the swing path of the slice. Now, we're simulating that the ball is this high. If the ball's lower, it's going to be down here. If the ball's higher, it's going to be up here. But this net right here is going to simulate your swing path. And it's going to teach you the exact feel and way that it should be when you execute this shot. So you're starting with your paddle tip up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make contact out in front. And then again, remember, you're going to keep on swinging forward. Again, I'm starting with my paddle tip up. My elbow's back. That's a great way to have space, right? And now I'm making contact with the ball out in front. And then watch, I'm keeping the paddle forward for as long as I can as possible in the net until my paddle literally points forward and then I'm going through. Here, contact, forward and through, tip forward. Here, contact, forward and through, tip forward. I'm teaching myself to go forward and through. Forward for as long as possible. The more out and more through and forward I can go, the more kniving of a slice it's going to be, the more penetrating of a slice that's going to be. Where a lot of players are going to go wrong when they first try this, they're going to go like this. They're going to go like this, or they're going to hit and they're going to come up. If you hit and come up, you're going to lose control or your slice isn't going to have anything to it. This is going to teach you to really, again, when I make contact, I keep my paddle on the same plane and I don't stop swinging forward until my paddle tip is pointing forward. I'm not going here with my arm. I'm not going here. I'm literally here, contact, long as possible, forward and through, and then I'm pointing the paddle tip. Again, by the paddle going like this, look, here's my fist as the ball. It's getting the back of the ball. It's creating the spin, but then my forward swing path is going to be able to keep it consistent, and then also it's going to make sure that that ball goes through the court. And that paddle tip at the end is what really ensures that that ball not only goes to the right or to the left, because wherever you point your paddle to, the ball is going to go, but also it's going to ensure that it really stays low. Same thing with forehand. So you're going to go here, you're going to make contact, you're going to go forward and through, keep it on as long as possible, and then you're going to point it. Here we are. So here, contact, forward and through as long as possible, and then you're going to point it. I would do 3 shots like this, 2, 3, and then I would go hit 3 balls. 1, 2, 3. I would do 3 backhands if I'm doing backhand. 1, 2, 3, and then I would do 3 backhands. 1, 2, 3. It's not executing the shot right now, it's just understanding the proper swing path and the feel of the swing that you're going forward. You're not going down, you're not coming up on the ball, you're just going forward and through. Try and go forward for as long as possible. You're trying to carry that ball in your paddle for as long as possible. Once you're done, your paddle tip should be here and you should be able to theoretically balance a ball on the paddle. It's going to be a slight bit open, that's okay, it's going to fall down. But you really want to think again, forward and through the ball and finish. That is how you're going to hit a good slice. We're going to take the paddle back here and again show you where players go wrong. With players, they take their paddle back too much or it just doesn't work because they start chopping on their slice. You don't want to chop. You want to swing down, forward, and through, or you want to swing forward and through, not down, but by your paddle being upward prior, that's going to ensure that you swing down. But look, they swing up, right? Or they swing down. You want to swing forward and through. I'm here and I'm keeping it on the net for as long as possible. Same exact thing for my forehand. I'm here, paddle up, and I'm keeping it on the net for as long as possible. I'm keeping it at the height of the ball. Where players go wrong again is that they swing up, they swing down, they break. Here, I'm going here. If the ball's this slow, I'm going this slow. And just work on different positions, different speeds, different ways, right? So if the ball's up here, I'm trying to get this camera in the shade, but I can't. Just work on giving yourself a high slice, going up here, giving yourself middle slice, going here, giving yourself a low slice, here. Now, well, Tyler, the ball's low, how's that going to happen? Well, by swinging naturally, your paddle's going to lift the ball up because the paddle face is open. But if you can do that, that's going to completely change your game. Now, once we understand the proper swing path, now it's time to really get into our cues. So again, once we're done and I finish, I want to make sure that my paddle tip is pointing forward to my target. Where players go wrong is that they don't lead with the paddle tip and their ball goes up. If your ball goes too high, again, you need to swing forward. And how do we do that? Once you're done, your paddle tip should be pointing forward. That means if my paddle tip points forward, that means I went as long as possible to the point that my arm can't extend anymore, then my paddle tip's facing there. A lot of players, they'll go like this, and their arm won't go fully forward, it'll go up, and their paddle tip will never be in front of their hand. So if your balls float, check. Is your paddle tip in front of your hand or is it not? And if it isn't, just think again that I gotta swing forward for as long as possible. So I'm going to be here once I'm done. For our backhand, one thing that you can do is your non-dominant hand, you want to push it back behind you. I'm an Eagles fan. Even though we lost to the Cowboys, I still think it was an amazing game, and you got A.J. Brown involved, got the wide receivers. I think this game is actually going to save them from losing in the playoffs later. I'm kind of glad. They tried to play a little bit different, but then they totally blew it. But I think it was a good game. I think overall, I think it's going to help them later on. But getting back to it, though, you're an Eagles fan, go Birds, or no good for a field goal. You want to push this backhand backwards, because if this backhand's going to go backward, that's going to make this front hand go forward. Where players go wrong is they either don't use their backhand, then this hand can go anywhere, or they push it upwards, it goes downwards, they push it downwards, it goes upwards. You want to push your hands out like you're doing go Birds, like you're doing a field goal sign, no good. And again, once I'm done, I want to be here and point the paddle tip. Next thing, for the forehand, what you can do, you're lucky, you have your non-dominant hand, is once you're done, you can catch. So watch, once I'm done, I'm going to, okay, so I gotta get low on my legs. I have to catch, look at that slice. I have to catch my paddle out in front. By catching my paddle out in front, that's going to ensure that I stay sideways. And then also, look, by catching out in front, by having my hand here, in order to meet that hand, I need to swing forward. So you can think a great drill or exercise to do or accessory that you can do to put onto your normal slice is either push your backhand backward or catch it with your non-dominant hand for your forehand, and that's going to be good to go. The next thing that you need to do is you need to make sure you keep your head down and forward. Again, we're playing with an open paddle face. It's like you're playing with something that could be fire. We're playing with fire right now. We have to be careful. If we do the wrong thing, we're not going to get warm. We're going to light everything on fire, right? So it's the exact same thing. When I do it, I need to have a lot of control. I need to keep my body down, concise, cool, and collected. I need to get in my legs, and I need to make sure I keep my head down throughout contact. A lot of players go wrong because they pick their head up. The moment their head up, their body goes up. So you need to keep your legs down, get into your legs, and then keep your head down and forward and watch the ball make contact with your slice. Again, watching that ball hit the center of my paddle. I'm watching that ball hit the center of my paddle. And again, I'm getting in my legs. That ball, the reason why I didn't hit that is because I was standing a little bit too high. I need to get low so I can swing forward. Notice if I get low, it lifts any ball. Look, if I'm standing straight up and the ball's here, or ball's lower, I have to swing down. When you chop, things don't go wrong. When I get in my legs, now when I swing, look, it's more forward. And how do we swing in the slice? All I want you to remember for this whole video is forward. The more forward you can swing, the better you are going to be. The next thing that we have to do is we just have to work on really putting it step by step together. So what I would do, a great sequence to do, is work on turning your body sideways, going out to the ball, finishing forward, checking where your paddle is. And again, you could kind of bounce the ball on the paddle. Not literally, but it'll help. But work on really going step by step. Again, I'm turning my paddle back, moving to the ball, then I'm going forward, and then I'm hitting and I'm finishing. You need to make sure you finish your shot when you hit. Again, when you hit this slice a lot of times, I like to hit it off a return, you're going to be moving forward. You need to make sure you keep your body forward throughout the shot. A lot of players are going to go wrong with this shot because they're going to try to hit it, but what they're going to do is they're going to open their body up, and I'll do it for the forehand. We're trying to keep the phone in the shade so it doesn't overheat. I'm not sure the angle, but they're going to open their body up. It's not going to work. You're going to keep your body sideways throughout your shot. So a great drill to do for your backhand to stay sideways is watch my front foot. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to, oh my gosh, that was so bad. Let me do one more for you guys. I'm not cropping that out. We are not perfect. But when I hit, watch that. I'm going to keep my front foot behind my outside foot. So when I hit, watch, I'm going here. Boom. See? By taking this foot back and this foot front, what am I going to do? By taking, it's kind of like a backward step. That's going to force my body to stay closed. If I close my legs like this, I'm going to stay closed. Where players go wrong is that they step and they bring this foot around and then their body opens up. So great drill to do again is watch my front foot, boom. Or watch my dominant leg, I guess. Wait, let me check for a forehand. So I'm trying to do forehand, backhand together. It's kind of, so watch. So for forehand, boom. Yeah, so my front leg. For backhand, let's see. Yes, okay. So you want to keep your dominant leg, always have it go behind your body. If you can keep that dominant leg, again, behind your body, boom, that's how you're going to be able to hit a slice. Again, when I hit my backhand, here we are, front leg behind my body, and now I'm going to be able to hit the slice. That is what you want to do. You need to make sure you keep your body sideways. Another way, if I just completely confuse you, is think you have a wall in front of you, a wall behind you, and you have to stay behind the wall at all times. The moment that I open my body up is the moment things can go wrong, and the moment that I'm going to be inconsistent. The next thing that you're going to do is you're just going to drill the slice. Now, give yourself some margin for error. And what I mean by this is once we learn all the tips, all the tricks, and all the technique that we went over, what you're going to do is the first slices that you hit, what you're going to do though, is the first slices that you hit when you hit, okay. So a great way to stay sideways is to use your front foot and kind of cross your legs. If you open up your legs are probably not going to be. So a great way to keep your body closed is watch how my feet go. When I hit this ball, right, I'm here, boom, I hit. I put my back foot behind my front foot. If my legs are like this, I'm not going to be able to open up my body. I'm going to essentially stop myself from rotating. So what I want you to do, and I want you to play around with, work on really putting this back foot behind your front foot. It's a little tennis hack that'll make sure your body's sideways. So again, when I hit, right, I put this back foot behind my front foot. I popped up a little bit, I gotta stay down. but that's what I need to do. Again, same thing for the forehand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this front foot or outside foot back behind my foot. I'm gonna do this, right? Here we are, boom, and then I'm going to hit. So just work on that, messing around. But you need to stay sideways. Think that you have a wall in front of you, wall behind you, and you're gonna be boom, and then you're going to hit. I want you to think, if the ball goes in net when you hit your slice, you need to get more legs, get under it, more legs, drop down so you can get under it, and don't get under it, get in your legs. And if the ball goes long, you need to swing more forward. The more forward you can swing, the better of a slice that you're going to hit. Now, when you're really putting this together, what you can do is you can start slowing it down. And what I mean by that is start slow and then work your speed up. So what I mean by that is don't go 100%. Hit slice and work on, okay, there we are, right? Now, once I get that, once I feel a little bit good with that, then I'm going to start swinging more forward, right? And then I'm going to even more drive my legs and swing forward. So start slow, start getting into it, then add some more pace, add some more speed, and you're going to be able to hit a major, amazing, woo, forehand and backhand slice. Now, before I get stung by a yellow jacket or hornet, that was crazy. And before I die of heat exhaustion for trying to do multiple videos, 3 videos in one day, I'm going to throw in the towel. And again, if you guys can follow all these tips, all these tricks, all these steps, go step by step. Don't run first, walk, learn the tips, learn technique, turn your body, get in a proper position, then work on swinging forward, then work on using your feet, putting your back foot behind your front foot, then start slowing it down and then working your speed up. You're going to be able to hit a forehand backhand slice drive. You're going to be able to keep your, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out now. You're going to be able to keep your opponents on their toes. You're going to be able to win more pickleball points, and you're going to be able to play more pickleball. Now, I'm going to go get lunch. I'm going to go get a shower. I'm going to go get some hydration, and I will see you guys next time on court. Make sure to subscribe, share, check out my book, keep supporting my channel, and I will see you guys next time on court.